All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a joint segment with the guys at Two Donks One Pod. Want to say, there they go, there they go. So, you guys want to talk about yourselves and your podcast? We got Damien and Raul.
Thank you, sir. Well, go ahead, Damien.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us, Dave. We love the MMA Slam podcast. And
Thank you, bro.
And Raul have worked together previously. Me and you have done some stuff too. We have our own podcasting channel, Two Donks One Pod. We kind of cater to the morning combat fans, but we cover MMA, non-MMA stuff, shenanigans. We play a game as you played, so we're happy to be here. We're here to talk MMA and other shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, just a big thanks, bro. Like, obviously we met before, but you're obviously still the just awesome guy. You said it best last time, I think, off air, where it's like, it's just MMA community, right? There's so many of us fans. We're just so passionate. That's why we do these channels. We do these videos because we love talking MMA. We love talking fights. So I'm happy to talk fights, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much for hopping on. You guys are awesome. So let's get into some of these fights. So all right, so I threw up some content already for UFC 266. So I'm gonna kind of pick you guys' brains. Is that proper English or grammar? You guys' brains. So
we don't know proper English.
Oh, all right.
You're asking the wrong.
Hey, and I'm from Bronx, New York, so we're good company. Good company.
Yeah.
So Jessica Andrade versus Cynthia Calvillo. Who do you guys got?
You want me to go first? So,
yeah, go ahead.
Bro, this is one of the fights. I was in a Twitter space with someone, and Cynthia Calvillo is being so disrespected. It's a slap in the face to me. Like, she's a grinder. I'm not gonna say she's female Darren Elkins, but she's scrappy, bro. She has heart. Yeah. Her last fight, I forgot who it versed, Chikagian, she was kind of flat, right? That's the only time.
Yeah.
That is the only time she's been flat. I don't know why, but she's gritty. She has nice little trips and like nice little offensive wrestling. You know what I mean? And the odds, I mean, how people are thinking there's no way she can get Andrade down for a round or two and maybe steal a round or two. It's crazy. I'm not saying I'd bet on her. I'll probably lean towards Andrade, and I love her power. She reminds me of John Lineker, but it's like I am leaning with the favorite, Jessica Andrade, but I mean, come on now. To count out Cynthia, I wouldn't bet against Cynthia on this. So you know what I'm saying?
You know, I used to always do this on my channel, which I think is a great way to do it. So I'll ask you, who are you going for? Who would you put money on?
Oh, that's great. That's great. I like that.
I would put money on as a betting man on Andrade.
Yeah.
But
you're going for Cynthia.
I normally don't root for people, but part of me, I am a fan of her. She is actually, like, I think from Sacramento area. She's from our neck of the woods.
I'm about to tell you. Okay, can I go over next?
Go ahead.
So, I've mentioned this before, but I didn't think my wife was going to end up on this, on this.
Oh, here we go.
My God. Yeah, because this guy is just a horn dog. But Cynthia Calvillo went to Overfell High School, which is in San Jose, where I grew up. My wife grew up in San Jose as well. They went to the same school. There's even a cool little story, which I won't get into, all the details. But long story short, she's from San Jose. She is obviously been training out of Alpha Male in Sacramento. So that's why right off the bat, I'm going for her easy. She even knows a lot of fighters that are from AKA she's been fighting since back in the day, dude. She really is a
veteran.
Andrade is a beast. Like, you just know she's going to come forward. You know she's going to hit hard. And that's where I just like this fight overall. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because I think Cynthia, her stand-up's been looking better. And like you said, a little more flat-footed. I think she just was really trying to try her stand-up. But I think she should go to the ground. She can get tricky there. But Andrade is just a beast. So it's hard to pick. I'll pick Cynthia. I think she does have the skills to win. I think she can stick to a game plan. But I think it's going to be a fun fight, which is going to be hard to pick. Who did you pick for that one, by the way?
For that one, dude, I was like leaning towards Andrade. Yeah. But you know, how? I mean, possibly. I mean, I don't know if she's gonna finish Calvillo. Calvillo's tough, man. She's tough. From looking at her fights and stuff, I think she has great stand up. She throws great combinations. She's really fluid and comfortable. I just feel like she's gonna have to kind of stick and move, kind of be on her bicycle a little bit, because Andrade, she's a little tank, you know. If she catches her, she might be in trouble. But I feel like I'm leaning towards Andrade. I think the power, if she gets her down, maybe the top position, control, yeah, Andrade. But I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Calvillo pieces her up.
So hold up. What's the story? We got time. Did you give your wife a wedgie? No. She had Mrs. Rated in a headlock. Give her a little noogie. But that's what I'm saying.
Holy shit!
That's why I know
Cynthia Calvillo, you know who the number one money fighter is? Mrs. Rated.
Wow.
Let's leave it at that.
Wow. Interesting. All right, guys. Blaydes and Rozenstruik. Who's up first? Damien? All right. Go ahead, Ro.
So another fight that I love fights whenever they're just kind of like or you don't know which way it's gonna go. So we know Curtis is gonna probably try stand up, but he shouldn't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go for the takedown, but last time he did versus the Black Beast,
he got sent to the shadow realm.
Yep. So he's gonna be extra careful with that. Jairzinho is a knockout artist, so if you get close to him, those are some big punches. So I feel like it's a 3-round fight. I feel like if Curtis gets him down, which I think he could, it's gonna be his fight to win. Obviously, the knockout power of Jairzinho, that's there, always a threat. But I feel like he kind of waits too much. He's not as active as he might need to be. I'll go Curtis on that one.
So, kind of like with the Cynthia, Jessica Andrade pick, it's like, Curtis Blaydes is a favorite. I am leaning towards him, and I love that wrestler style. No, I don't mind the ground and pound lane break sort of thing, because I know like the skill that it takes to do that. the opponent is trying as hard as they effing can to get up, and they can't. And that to me is, you're being manhandled, even if it looks boring. So I love his style. As someone who used to wrestle and coach, like, I just love wrestling, and I am going to lean Curtis. But what impresses me about Rozenstruik is he has crazy power. We all know that, but he carries it late. Remember when he finished Overeem?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
That was like literally like seconds left.
4 minutes?
Yeah.
24 and a half minutes in. And there's a lot of people, they don't carry power late. Like guys like Connor. You know what I mean? They don't carry their power late. So I'm not going to count out Rozenstruik. You know what I'm saying? I won't be shocked if he lands that punch. But I am going to lean Curtis Blaydes. I think that he'll probably, avoid the big shot and take him down. It'll be
I feel like he could take a shot too. I mean, the Beast shot was just perfect.
That was perfect, right? Yeah.
But I feel like he could take. He's taking some big shots.
Derek Lewis says, "I love them wrestlers."
But you got to give us your pick. What's your pick?
Yeah. My pick, dude. I mean, I put up like a breakdown for it before, and my mindset was usually it's kind of like almost like a classic striker versus wrestler match. You know what I mean? Almost like a throwback fight in a way. And usually, in my opinion, when you have a guy who's more of a striker versus a grappler, usually the wrestler and grappler edges it out. So thinking about it logically, I'm going with Curtis Blaydes, but Biggie Boy is so explosive and so dangerous that you never know. But final pick, I'm going to go Curtis Blaydes via takedowns, decision, ground and pound. Yeah, I don't know if he'll finish Biggie Boy, but I think he's just going to takedowns, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, it's a nice fight, though. Whenever it's a question mark because you don't know who's going to impose their particular skill, I think that's what makes it really fun.
Yeah, I don't know what Jairzinho's takedown percentage is right now. It's takedown defense, but how's he been looking? Because Overeem took him down.
He doesn't sprawl like a wrestler, but he'll whizzer and just use his weight, which is good. But
he uses the cage. Yeah, he uses the cage as leverage to stand up.
Yeah, I just feel Curtis is better than that. He's tricky,
Yeah.
man. He's a big, tricky guy for his size. I think he can take him down. I don't think that's the hard part, but if he can, then yeah, he might be fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think. Do you guys agree with that? Like, if it stays standing, Jairzinho all day.
No. Remember, he knocked out JDS on the feet. That fight, there was one takedown on.
Who did Blaydes?
He's really like, he's not leaning towards his bread and butter. He's kind of like a Colby, where he's going in there and really working on his kickboxing and stand up. So.
Oh, Blaydes.
I would lean Rozenstruik. You know what I mean? Just because of the proof.
Because he's a kickboxer, right? Rozenstruik is
super experienced. He has like 75 knockouts or some crazy shit like that.
Right. So that's why I assume that. But I think Damien's right. Curtis has definitely been getting better at his stand-up. He's long. He's quick. So I mean, he's got at least the tools to.
The fact checkers are gonna get me with the 75 knockouts, but it's really high. It's something crazy. Damn, what was I gonna say about here's another thing. Well, Damien may have a point, because kind of like Habib's stand-up is not that great, but it's so effective because of the takedown threat. So, when you're a striker and you're kind of paranoid about getting taken down, it makes the wrestler's stand-up more effective, right? Yeah. So, yeah, man, you never know. But, I mean, for me, though, I think if it stays standing, I think Biggie Boy should have like a significant edge, but it's MMA. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Guys,
I'm
Nick
ready.
Diaz.
Yes.
Nick Stockton, motherfucker. Nick. Hey. You know what's kind of sad though? We got Carlos Condit retiring and Nick Diaz coming back. You know what I mean? It's such a bummer, man. But it was kind of time for Condit. But that's a whole other convo. So Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler. I think their last fight was like 17 years ago. Let's hear it.
You want to take it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing about me and about our podcast is how we stand out is we tell it 100, right? So for me, living in Stockton, to say this, I'm just being 100, but Nick's older, hasn't fought in so long. Yes, Lawler's been flat. He's versed some great competition. Like Neil Magny, a motivated Neil Magny, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yes, I know Lawler has given out some vibes, such as Woodley has, about, just not doing much, just kind of sitting there, but he did try to take Colby's head off in the very first exchange. Just that first exchange. Then the fight didn't go well. He's had some tough fights. He's older. But he's been training. He seems like a guy that trains and helps out his buddies. You know what I'm saying? And
he looks in shape right now.
Yeah.
He looks ready.
He looks motivated.
I'm rooting for Nick, but in all honesty, I'm leaning Lawler. If I'm a betting man, like, it's like, what is Nick Diaz going to knock out Lawler? Is he going to grind him for 25 minutes? So I don't know, man. I'm leaning Lawler. I'm just being honest because I'm going to keep 100, but I'm rooting for Nick Diaz like crazy. I'm crossing these fingers.
Well, I feel the same, to where it's Nick Diaz 209 all the way. That's what I'm rooting for. Let's go. But I'm going to talk about this in an honest way, and I agree with what you're saying. But what I'm trying to do, like, sometimes I feel like, and I think we all do this, where we kind of like, oh, Robbie, you think of like his best fights, and you kind of figure, well, if that guy comes, holy shit. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah, and then Nick Diaz, well, he's been gone. We kind of like, it's so easy to make this type of math. But where I am also thinking of it is Robbie. And how I kind of see this fight going is the fight you mentioned, Colby versus Robbie. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Colby was just so busy.
Froze him up.
And yeah, I just was like, are you fucking serious? Round after, and I think that was a main event, right? 5 rounds of a lot of the same.
I don't remember. Probably was.
And obviously, Colby has a little more of that takedown threat, so I think he's got more tools there. But if Nick comes out and does his typical, I think he's such a good boxer. I think his stand-up is so good to where I don't think it's going to go to the ground, really.
I don't think so either.
I feel like, and it's 5 rounds. Like, I feel like if he can just piece him up, there's going to be a weathering of that Robbie storm. Like, I'm sure he can carry it till the later rounds. Like, Robbie's that good. But I do I can see Nick winning in the way that he usually wins, drawn out, touching him constantly, tiring him out. I'm going Nick Diaz, and I feel like that's what I'm envisioning. Call me crazy. I might be optimistic, but I feel like it could go down like that.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you, dude. Lawler, his record has been like pretty spotty lately. Back-to-back losses and stuff like that. Diaz, it's like decline versus like inactivity. Like we don't know where Nick Diaz is at right now. You know what I mean? Like he's been gone for so long, so it's kind of like possible downslide versus inactivity and ring rust. But I feel like if Nick comes in at his very best, I think he beats Lawler again. And I agree with you. I don't think Nick don't have strong takedowns, so he's not going to take Robbie down. It would be foolish for Robbie to take him down because Nick's guard and his BJJ is dangerous. And I just think I agree with you, man. I think that 70% high volume boxing that he does, I think he's going to edge it out. I don't know if he's going to finish.
Think about it. Robbie is wars is with people that are willing to get in there like that. But Nick, as much as he can get damage and cut, like he's great at not getting hit. Like with Anderson Silva, it was boring as fuck because they were both being counter fighters, and it just was boring. But I feel like he's good at not getting hit and making sure he gets his hits. And when he sees opportunities that he can kind of touch more, like I feel like he can avoid. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah, man, Nick, he's so good at like just sliding out the way, right? Just kind of going with punches, just kind of just being in there, getting out the way.
You got two southpaws too, so that I think is a disadvantage to Nick. I think he's great at taking advantage of
the southpaw factor.
Fighter. Yeah. But either way, he's fought him before. You know, like
now, what if Nick comes in with like serious ring rust? Like he just aged overnight. He's like 80% of what he was, or 75% of what he was. What do you think then?
I feel like as long as it doesn't get stopped and it keeps getting into the later rounds, he's still going to have a chance.
Okay. What about you?
I'm hoping he can still drag that part of him out. You know, Nate does it still, right? But he's been active. But if there's something in their Mexican blood, whatever it might be, that, they can get battered, but they don't fucking quit. They don't quit, and you better kill them kind of shit.
It's that stuff in the air.
It's that stuff in the air.
We are
polluted air. Yeah, dude.
Is the air like super polluted over there? Like really bad?
Probably. It probably is.
Probably.
It's basically green. You know,
oh, Jesus.
We got the Flint, Michigan water. And I mean, we got all the fucking potholes.
Hey, can I just compliment your background? Shit's badass. I like it.
Guy,
I like it.
He has more too. I told him he should start switching them out because he's got a bunch more.
Because we can see that Diaz won the most, which is the coolest one, and he did have the good idea about switching it because I have so many though. But it's like, how the fuck do I take that out of view? You know what I mean?
Bro, doesn't that one break your heart if you're a Diaz fan? It kind of breaks your heart a little.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, that was a whooping. That was a whooping.
It wasn't what it like. If it was a great fight and he lost, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Dr. Stoppage though.
Well, hardcore Diaz fans were like, they were saying, what about the 4th and 5th round? But since we're talking about that, how do you guys think that would have went if it would have made it to the 4th and 5th?
Same result. Yeah. Probably decision. Probably 50-45, to be honest. But you never know.
Maybe Nate would have picked it up. Maybe. But I don't think
it could have been that Leon Edwards moment where he bops him in the head for 15 seconds. What?
Yeah. Masvidal was so tuned in.
Yeah, it's like he had his number.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it would have been the same.
Now, Nick versus Masvidal is a better fight to me.
Yes.
Because I think Nick is a better overall fighter, and he's bigger than Nate.
So what do you think? If Nick wins and does well, you think, not you, you think UFC does Masvidal or fuck around and do the Kamaru Usman?
Or Adesanya.
No.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but I think just out of convenience. That's what I think it's all about.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, shit, Masvidal versus Nick is fucking huge. Fucking huge. I saw Nick, a quote by Nick, he said that I think it was Nick himself, but he said that if he beats Robbie, that he expects like a title fight next. What do you guys think about that?
He's calling Kamaru already. But I'll say this, Nick, he's already been calling out Kamaru, so it's fairly obvious that's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he would take the Masvidal fight because it's almost like Nate's rematch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what's interesting, here, I'm going to give myself a plug. If you go back, I made a video on Rated 101.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember when Nick Diaz got interviewed by Ariel on ESPN after this fight, it was almost like, and even on the recent video of Nick Diaz, he mentioned how after that fight, he got fucked up about it. Like, his mind, like,
I saw that, yeah.
Right. So I feel like his human nature of like, fuck, I was out of the game. My brother got his ass kicked. And I saw that. I wish I didn't. And then he went on ESPN with Ariel and basically was like, UFC, fucking put this fight together. Like, that's basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
I think he would fight him.
He'd baptize.
I think, I mean,
get that Stockton baptism real quick. We got some different holy water over here.
Yeah, the street Jesus.
So you guys got, okay, so for the record, do you guys have Nick in that or Masvidal?
I can see Nick winning, and I'm going for him.
Dude, there is no way in fuck Nick Diaz. I mean, we have to wait after this fight to talk any feature, though, but Masvidal has been training month after month, year after year, helping out Jorge in all those fights, and Kobe back in the day. I mean, that weighs a lot on me. Like Nick was out here partying, me and him have a mutual friend, and I try not to ask questions. I really don't, but trust me, I'm just being 100. I would have liked Nick to stay retired. He should be fighting like Lawler's a fine matchup. He should be fighting Carlos Condit, Matt Brown, Cerrone. Those should be the matchups.
Yep.
Him versus Masvidal has a little bit of prime left, a little bit of tread on the tires. He's like a 40-year-old Pamela Anderson, where he still has a little bit of tread.
But what do you think of both of you guys? I think Nick Diaz is a true welterweight size-wise. Masvidal is a 165er. You know what I mean?
He's an
undersized welterweight.
Yeah, he's an in-betweener. I agree with that. He's a little bit bigger than Conor.
Or Nick has size advantage in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a bigger guy.
Yeah, but how do you guys feel about? I mean, like me personally, I think that I think Jorge pretty much does the same, but is going to be a little more difficult because Nick is just like more skilled and bigger. But it's not that he's so much better than Nick. I just think it's a bad style matchup for Nick because like Jorge got kind of underrated takedown defense. I think he has really crafty, good stand up. He's fast. He got power. The one thing Nick probably has on him is cardio and conditioning. So maybe he could drag him into deep water and take him out, So.
But it's like, who's been better lately, Nick or Nate? Like, I know like they never fight each other though, but Nate has been probably levels above Nick for a while because he's been training, while Nick was partying. And it's all like, look what Masvidal did to the better Diaz brother. Like, as of lately. Like Nate. And they used to fight the older guy. It's still
a fight they could sell and we would get excited for.
That'd be a big fight, but what do you guys think? Man, we're like drifting from 266. That's totally okay.
Well, this is basically the main event, but
yeah. Yeah, Usman versus Diaz. It's a bad style matchup, right?
That's so bad. Because if he had to, he's going to blast double him. Probably won't get submitted. You know what I mean? Like it might even just be a boring fight.
It's a
Usman's pound for pound.
Yeah. Well, it'll look like somewhat like GSP versus Nick Diaz, except maybe Usman's more dangerous standing.
That's a great example.
With the power.
So that was a boring fight, right? A little bit of excitement, but overall the wrestling took over, and Nick, it's hard to get submissions in MMA. It really is against the top.
Yeah. All right. With that, where are we at? Shevchenko versus Lauren Murphy.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, this is easy, right?
Murphy all day. Just kidding.
I mean, Valentina.
Just kidding.
I got Valentina. Lauren, I hope, makes it a fun fight in some way. But I said it a long time ago when Valentina even said she was going into the 125. She's going to get the belt, and no one's going to take it from her ever. So this is just another fight, but at least it is a deserving contender. I'll say that.
She's like
shout out to Lauren Murphy though, because she's such a sweetheart, and it's like
Yeah.
she's some people don't know her story. She was like had drug addiction issues in the past, and how she started MMA was like I believe she took her kids to like a kickboxing class as like a mom, and then ended up hopping in a kickboxing class, and then falling in love with it and just grinding, and that's like us three, like just three normal fucking people who weren't born with God-given strength or speed, just some average Joes that if you put in the work you can make it. And I'm not gonna favor her, but I see her get a lot of slander, and you know people like to rib her in certain ways, and I just want to give her a shout out because even though I'm not picking her, I respect her so much. Her and her husband seem like sweethearts, and she's like at the top of my list respect wise. People I like to meet, maybe have a beer with. She's at the top. So shout out to Laura Murphy. Yeah, all true.
No, that's super commendable, man. That's like Matt Brown. I think Matt Brown overdosed. I think the guy like technically died or something like that. So did Court McGee. Were we talking about that? I think we're
yeah, in our space, Terrence McKinney, dude, that new lightweight, dude that got that 7-second knockout. He's had issues. I mean, there's been so many people that
for people to come up and make something of themselves and get into this position, for sure, it's commendable.
Yeah, totally. Lauren Murphy's like, I think she's like on a 5-fight win streak, right?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Totally deserving. Like she should be the one here right now. That's why I think. Like I hope. I mean, I really think she needs to make it ugly. She can't try to stand up with her. You know, like she needs to.
Yeah, she can't skill for skill. Yeah, she can't skill for skill. Because Valentina's like, she might be the most skilled fighter on the whole roster, like men and women. You know what I mean? It's crazy to say that, but it's very possible. I mean, she's so freaking skillful and amazing. But if I had to put a ratio on it, like I'm personally really confident that Valentina gets it done. Probably like, no disrespect to Lauren Murphy, but like 70-30. Like maybe higher than that. You know what I mean? I just think she's better everywhere.
Be a first, second round finish. Like I think she's gonna want to try to finish. I don't think she's gonna try to just fight her or whatever.
I think Murphy will ground it out for a little bit. I think she'll grit her away.
Because what's crazy about Valentina, and it's like I almost feel like it depends on what Valentina wants to do. If she wanted to, she could probably do a little damage, stand up. She could take her down, and her jiu-jitsu game is fucking ridiculous, and she could just probably submit her. You know what I mean? Like I feel that Valentina's that good.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's too bad she's just a little bit too small for Amanda Nunes. She's like the only chick that could like contest her.
Which is the best of the best. You know what I mean? At 135 and go ahead and say it, 145. You know, in a weight class that's bigger than her, she's still
and truthfully, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think that Shevchenko is actually more skilled than Nunes.
Oh yeah, if she was a little bit bigger, it'd be a whole different game.
Yeah.
Other than power, she has Nunes and a lot of I mean, they both have a lot of heart. You know, Nunes is a dog, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Guys, main event.
Hey.
Volkanovski versus Ortega. Who you guys got?
I haven't broken down a fight like this in a while. I feel confident. Like normally I don't know. I just feel like Luke Thomas, like a dissected Dr. Salt and Pepper. Volkanovski by decision. He's so smart. I mean, Max Holloway, like I said, I believe in our space. Like, even if he would have lost to Holloway, it's like being, I won't say the word I used on the space, but being a hair away. Like, if I race Usain Bolt and I lose by a millisecond, I still get a pat on the back, right? Like, for him to be that good versus Max Holloway and to show that type of IQ and footwork twice in a row, I mean, the disrespect, come on now. And Ortega's great. I'm a bigger fan of Ortega. But, like, I think Volkanovski, I think Alex is more skilled. And I think he's just too smart to get caught up. I think he'll be able to survive 5 rounds, piece him up a little bit on the feet, and squeak out a decision.
I think you said that perfectly.
Thank you.
I agree with what you're saying because I think that when you hear people talk about this fight, it's almost like, dude, you guys don't get how good Alex really is. And just 2 fights with Max Holloway is proof of how good his stand-up is. Because Max Holloway's stand-up is amazing.
It's amazing.
It's longer, which is crazy. And Max Holloway's longer. Probably a little bit faster, whatever. But his style is so skillful. But just to juice this up and mix this up a little bit, what makes this exciting for me is Brian Ortega's jiu-jitsu is, I think, the best in the UFC versus anyone. When he locks up something, congratulations to you if you get out. Now, in the last couple fights, he's been, playing with the stand-up and been successful. But it's a 5-round fight. If he doesn't have success on the stand-up for whatever reason, which I think maybe he can have some, but maybe not to win the fight, he needs to bring it to the ground. And if it all goes there, I think he's still going to have trouble because Alex being so short and stocky.
Yeah.
He's got that strength to just blast out of things, and he probably won't stay there. So I do lean Alex because I feel like he's got more ways to win on the stand-up and probably will avoid getting caught. But I'm a little like 60-40 on it, to where I think Brian
got a good shot.
Still has plenty of chance for a submission, more specifically.
No, I agree with a lot of your points, dude. Like, if Brian locks in a sub like a guillotine, he's like one of the best finishers. If he gets a hold of your neck, you're fucked. Like, you're done. You know what I mean? As far as like the him getting a takedown, I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't think he's gonna take Volkanovski down. I don't think he has the takedowns in him to get him to the mat like that. Maybe if he like rocks him or something like that.
Yeah.
But like
he can get him. You think Alex or Brian can get Alex to the fence?
To the fence and work something?
He can try to snatch a guillotine, and maybe from there it goes to the ground.
I mean, I can see that because he is known to jump up and dive on a guillotine choke and just kind of drag a guy down. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's something I could see. But man, Volkanovski, both of you guys touched on this. His fight IQ is like through the roof. I think he'll think about that. Like, he's gonna study Ortega's style. But to give Ortega like mad props, I would love to hear what you guys think about this, but in that KZ fight versus Korean Zombie, holy shit. I was not expecting him to come out and look like that, his stand-up. It was really fucking good. So
that was one of the biggest 180s I've seen in MMA.
100%.
The turnaround of Angela Hill is crazy and a few other people, but that stand-up, I mean, I haven't seen anyone improve like that. And then to be fair, though, it's like
Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo's like the only one.
Yeah,
sure.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Ortega, but he did rightfully so catch Zombie with that elbow, and then Zombie was all like, I don't even remember the fight after that. He probably, he was low concussed, so it's like, not trying to take anything away though. But if they rematched,
you don't think it'll go like that?
Because that was in the first round. It's like, how would those other rounds go? He's fighting.
I also wonder how aged Zombie is. Like, again, just thinking of the legend. Like, how do we know?
Hey, zombies don't age, bro. They're dead.
Yeah, that's true. But they do deteriorate still.
That's true.
I think he got caught. Like, I think that elbow was just random. That's gonna throw out any fighter. Who do you fight last?
Zombie's 34.
Who did he fight last? Dan Ige. And then it was the Brian Ortega one. And Dan Ige, he won by decision. Either way, I guess my point is the surprise. Definitely a good thing that Brian Ortega has kind of got with his stand-up and being triggery. But now that that's known, Alex is probably going to be smart to not just stay in there for too long. I still keep leaning Alex, but I think Brian's got some tricks to where it'll be one of those things that if he can get Alex, it'd be like, oh shit, he did what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't think it's going to be a squash match at all, but kind of breaking down their attributes, like, so cardio and conditioning, I give it to Volk. Strength and power, give it to Volk. Submissions, of course, Ortega. Fight IQ, Volkanovski. It's like when I think about it in my head, I feel like Volkanovski got so many good attributes over Ortega, you know. I like
with the hair. It's kind of like our hair game.
Hey.
Ortega's hair.
What do you mean, dude? What do you mean?
Ortega has
Remember this fucking head. He still wears the fucking belt after we're done.
Yeah, I don't know. If I could put a ratio on it myself, probably like 60-40. 60-40 of Volkanovski.
So 60 Alex.
Yeah.
I feel about that. And that's what's great. At least again, what it gets me super excited about a fight is the different styles, the different, the what ifs, right? So many questions. How is it going to go? It can go down this way, it can go down that way, but we truly don't fucking know.
When you guys brought up Korean Zombie, or we brought him up just in general, did you guys notice in that fight with KZ? I think it was the Ortega fight, or maybe it was KZ's last fight. He was doing this weird like sniffing thing with his nose.
No.
Did you notice that he does like it's like a weird like eye twitch like in the fight? Like he gets hit and he like twinkles his nose or something. You didn't notice that? It's fucking it's super weird. The only time I noticed it with my girlfriend. We were watching. I think it was his last fight. Who did he fight last? Oh, Dan Ige. Oh, it was the Ige fight. Every time Ige would connect, it's like he would shrug off the blow by like winking and like messing with his nose. It was the weirdest shit.
That elbow, dude.
Hey, has anyone else mentioned that? You should make a video on that.
I haven't seen it, but that's not a bad idea because I know I'm not a crazy man. It was this weird quirk he was doing.
And he did it over and over?
The whole fucking fight.
Wow.
Like we both were laughing, me and my girlfriend. We're like, what is he doing? Like he'll get cracked and he'd be like it was like the weirdest shit. Okay, so I got a question for you guys. What fight are you most excited for?
For me, it's easy. It's Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
That's like a no-brainer. But
the people's fight right there.
Yeah, the Dan Hooker fight's interesting, as well as Marlon Moraes.
Yes.
I don't know what is it, a three fight skid or 4? So this is make it or break it for him.
It is.
I'm always excited to see some Roxanne Modafferi.
Happy Warrior, baby.
I like her weirdness.
Well, he's on a 2-fight skid actually, but so Marlon, he's lost 3 of his last 4, but he has that Aldo win, which was controversial. But
yeah. I mean, you could have given that to Aldo. I remember that fight. That was really freaking close.
Of all fights that were close, though, like no other winner has been penalized more in UFC history than him for that win. You know what I mean? Like Aldo, no loser has been rewarded more than Aldo for that one fight. You know, and it was close, so that's crazy. Yeah. But anyways,
it's still impressive versus who it is.
Damn, I'm trying to think. There was a fight that just went down that the decision was kind of like it was a little iffy to me. Can you guys think?
The TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, it was yes, Dillashaw Sandhagen. Like I don't think it was a robbery, but like I remember like after seeing the fight when it ended out, I remember thinking that Sandhagen was gonna win.
I felt when I watched it, I went TJ.
Yeah, it was so close. Because, you know, him being held up against the cage, it's like I know it's not much though, but if that's on the ground, you're being manhandled.
I think it's like the activity. Like TJ was just busier. Yeah, he was getting fucked up. Like
coming forward.
Yeah, but he was going with the takedowns. It was this, it was that. He was getting his shots in. He made it look like, well, this guy is hella fighting. While, Sandhagen was just, being more cautious, trying not to get hit, and it just seemed like less activity.
Yeah, like with that fight, I think if I remember it correctly, I remember thinking, well, if Dillashaw won, I think it was like he locked it in with the takedowns. Because I feel like on the feet, Sandhagen was piecing him up.
Right.
Yeah, and he got held up against the fence though a few times.
And I think that's that TJ IQ where he knew how to win the rounds. That's the way I felt when I was watching it. Like, he won that round. You know what I mean? Like he was doing the things that if not that I was a judge, but what judges typically choose as that person won the round. TJ was doing those things.
Yeah, I remember, like, I wasn't, like, appalled, like, holy shit, that was, like, a total fucking robbery, but I remember thinking, like, man, I thought Sandhagen took that, but, I also didn't research the stats and stuff like that, and he did have a lot of octagon control.
Yeah, but he did also get a lot of damage, so I think that's where the argument goes. It's like, dude, look at the guy's face. The guy's messed up. And, dude, he even
Totally.
He was all banged up, and he was still able to do what he did. Again, that has nothing to do with the fight as far as like he should have won or lost. But damn, TJ's tough for doing what he did.
It's definitely cool TJ's back in the mix because if you think about like matchups with him, like imagine Petr Yan versus TJ Dillashaw.
Oh yeah,
that's
a banger.
That's a banger right there because TJ's boxing is pretty good, man. I've always thought he had pretty good boxing.
Jan's takedown defense is good too, so I would like to see that mixed up.
Yeah.
How many takedowns can he defend, over time?
Right. Petr Yan that dude's so vicious, man. That's a scary dude. He reminds me of like old school Aldo, like just like stoic, like he looks like a murderer.
Yeah, dude. Like he's just strong. Everything is strong. Like he's just a freaking brick wall.
Yeah.
At 135.
I fucks with him.
Yeah.
I like to call him Peter too. Peter.
Yeah. Freaking Aljo. Man, Aljo. I feel like Aljo was getting whooped on. Man, he got that belt now, but they rematch. I don't know, man. I think when they rematch, I think Petr Yan's he's gonna make a statement. What do you guys think?
I'm already hearing some excuses on the Aljo. Just not excuses, but I can just like, I haven't fully healed from this, which is probably just true. But like, yeah, you don't say that out loud either. Like that just sounds like you're thinking of these things that make you doubt you're gonna win.
I don't. Although Sterling, he's gotten a lot of hate. Some of it may be deserved though, but in recent memory, I can't remember a guy getting this much hate. Some of it might be deserved though, but think about what he did before then. He was so respected. He had done all this shit. He whooped Sandhagen's ass. Yeah. Like this is a high level guy with high level coaches, and the fact that people think that he can't like go watch the tape and change some shit, and now that he's been in there with them, fix some things. Because like if you're Jan in that situation, it's like what do you have to improve on? You did pretty good, right? But Sterling ended up with the W.
He has more data.
All this shit to work on. You know what I mean? So you can't count him out though. I'm not saying I'd bet on him though, but I don't appreciate all the disrespect he's getting. Just from the MMA community. But
you know what, dude? Honestly, he brought it on himself because he kind of like embraced the hate and he started trolling the public.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? He brought it on himself and I mean, but they say whether it's good attention or bad attention, it's attention. So he probably doesn't give a shit.
I mean, he should like if people were gonna like him, he would have just put it to the side, put the belt to the side, and then he had the surgery. So this prolonged time, plus him like engaging in it, it's kind of like okay, now you're accepting the fact that you feel like you're the champion, even though you didn't beat the guy. So either way, I try to block that off. If we're only talking about the fight. The guy did go through surgery. He is trying to heal and get 100%. And Petr Yan is still a brick wall that was probably going to win or was going to win the first time and will probably only be able to win more decisively this time. More than likely.
Yeah, my money's on Petr Yan, like big time. But like Damian said, you never know, man. Aljo's he's a high level fighter, man. And, maybe he'll shock the world. Who knows?
Yeah, no, and that's the beautiful part, of MMA, right?
Absolutely.
We really don't know. Anything can happen. Petr Yan could get freaking kicked in the head, and Aljo's the champ.
It's happened. Yeah. But guys, that's all I got, man. Unless you want to touch on something else, I want to thank you guys for hopping on, and we got to do it again. I hope you had a good time, and where.
Dave, thanks for having us. You can follow us on YouTube, 2 Donks 1 Pod. I'm on Twitter at the same username. So thank you so much for having us. Hopefully we'll link up again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love talking about fights. Like in our podcast, it's obviously a passion of MMA, but we love to just have fun and joke around, and it kind of gets off the hinges. But that's kind of the point. But at the same time, we love talking fights. So this was perfect. So thank you for having us on, brother.
Yeah, thank you for hopping on, like I said, and anytime, you guys, let me know. I'll hop on your channel. So, and for the listeners and viewers, go check out 2 Donks 1 Pod. Give them a sub. Those are my dudes, and that's it. Catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good night,
bro.
Keep
touching tips. All right, brother. Thank you.
Later, guys.